Hey Robert. So let's try to get to the bottom of this. So here's a database that I've got, MySQL. I'll just do a refresh on this. So there's a table that we've got. This is the table that you sent me. I did change that date field. Sorry I didn't tell you about that. I just don't like date columns being named date. So it just makes me nervous. So I just changed that. Everything else is the same. So we can go ahead and we can go into design mode on this, and then we can run it. So here's what the first one looks like. Just show you everything in there, and we can run this. And all this wants is a couple of dates in quotes, year, month, day format, and so that should be okay. So I'm just going to run this. So that gives us our columns and our data that we need. And so that one runs. So let's go down ahead and do the next one. Design and run. Oh, I should have copied that out. 2140922 close quote, comma, open quote, 2140924. Copy that this time. And then we've got a count of 6, so that's correct. So that's good. Let's go ahead and do the next one. Get dates, design, run it. And there's our parameters. There's our dates. So we've got 3 dates, so we know we're getting data back from there. And the last one is where we actually pivot the data. So I've taken that where statement out. So now we're just going to group by driver. It should, I think it'll do the same thing. No, it shouldn't do the same thing. Anyway, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to run it. There's our dates. And there's all our stuff. So we've got a lot of empty stuff, so that's fine. And I think I've got this actually sitting somewhere else. So I'm going to make sure I change it here because I think I'm going against my test database. And there's my functions and pivot rotate. Design. I've still got that in there. That's where I'm calling it from. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to run it. Pop my parameters in there. And good. So that runs okay. Alright, so now I'm going to switch over to alpha. Hold on. So here we are in alpha. And you've got the grids and the grid and the A5W page I sent you, so they're all hooked up to the grid okay. And so I'll just run this. And so I'll just make that a little bit smaller. So that loads okay. The only reason I put that where statement in there is because we're showing a lot of drivers that nothing's happening with. So I figured we might as well just show drivers that had activity. So of course it's whatever you need it to be. So and the dates are showing up correctly in the proper format, not the American format. So so that's good. So let's go back here. So I created a tab UI and I just dropped on a wrong tab. Component tab. I just dropped on a component. Sorry, I didn't want to do that either. So this tab button, I dropped on a tab button that's opening up A5W page, and I'm going to run that. Right click. Got that published. So I'm going to open that and do that, and it's the same stuff that's going on here. So confirm your license numbers for me again. I don't know why those would be changing. I didn't send you a new AEX. It's still the same AEX that you've got. And it should have your current license numbers in it. So that should be okay. The other error that you're getting that licensing error. Plus you're getting that error for on titles render, which doesn't make sense either. So I don't know what else is going on. I guess the only other thing you could do is send me. I I don't know what. I mean, send me your grid, but your grid is the one I sent you, so that shouldn't be doing anything. Your table hasn't changed, so you're not getting untitled render event is producing an error with a result set. It can't find data on column 1, which doesn't make too much sense. Untitled render event. So that's in the grid, right? Server side untitles render. Untitles render, yeah. So it's not finding something in there. Is it the session dates? I wouldn't think so. There's nothing else going on in here. All that's doing is grabbing the proc get routine dates. And if we have a look at that once again, proc get routine dates, that's this one here. And if we run this and we pile in parameters, so that's what you should be getting. So test out your procs. Make sure they're running under MySQL okay. And send me your license numbers, and we'll keep going. But this should just be working. Thanks.